All right, welcome back, guys. We are coming back on the podcast finally after what has been like a 2 week break, something like this. It's been some time. I've missed you guys, and appreciate you coming here this week. Um, for the MSI tournament that's beginning tomorrow. So just a little bit of a preview show that we're having today. Well, I'll be covering some of the teams who will be participating. So I'll show you like a little graphic that I should have probably prepared, or not prepared, but like opened in advance. Let me see if I can do this right now. But yeah, just to give you a bit of the agenda for today. So we'll be looking at the teams. I've done a bit of research, so I'll tell you who's who, which region they're representing, and maybe some players to look out for. My uh, predictions on who's going to win it all, who I think is going to be an interesting team to look at, and then my predictions on who's going to make it out of groups, basically. So yeah, just a bit of an introduction overview show that I have for you today. Maybe I can get started with presenting the teams. So let me see. For those looking on YouTube, by the way, welcome. I hope you like the new overlay. It's not much, but yeah, I adapted it to MSI. So for those watching on YouTube, you're seeing the teams now. For those watching on Discord, give me a slight second. Am I doing this properly? Okay, that's cool. Okay, now I share my screen. And voila, cool. So that's what we have as the teams who are participating. So, as you might have heard, which is, I think it's Taiwan who cannot participate. They cannot come over, so they've been removed from Group A. So that's why there's only 3 teams on there. So you have LPL, China, you have LCL, which will be represented by UOL. So that's the sort of Russian region, and it feels like UOL's kind of always the team that's representing this region. They've been so dominant, and they pretty much have the same team as they had at Worlds last year. So that's that, and you have LCO, which is like the sort of new Oceania, so Australia tournament. You probably heard last year that the league, the Oceania League, was actually terminated, and a lot of Australian players were eligible to play in NA without them being considered as an import. So they've created like this smaller league, which could almost be considered as a form of like academy for NA, like a second academy, if that makes sense. So this is where you will see the Pentanet GG team. Group B will be CBLOL, so that's Brazil, who will have the very famous Pain Gaming team, TCL, Turkish team, or Turkish league, sorry, who will have Istanbul Wildcats. So not your regular, 1901 Fenerbahce, or who else? Supermassive, who usually qualify. This time, I think Istanbul Wildcats is the first time that this team is qualified for any international event, so congratulations to them. LEC, obviously, we have our boys from Europe, Mad Lions, who will be on there, and PCS, so that's the Southeast Asia region, who will be represented by PSG Talon, who were there in 2020, who were pretty decent as well. And finally, in Group C, you will have LCK, which I don't think I need to introduce. Damwon Kia, probably the most dominant team that's coming into the tournament. LCS, we have Cloud9 with Perks, and LLA, which is Latin America. So again, before there's like North Latin America and South Latin America that has been fused together just to be like one entire region. This region will be represented by Gillette Infinity, so a bit of a sponsor here. And you have LGL, which is the Japanese league, which will be represented once more by Detonation Gaming, who I believe are the ones who've always won the Japanese league. I think they're 6 times back-to-back winners, and yeah, they're they're just the most dominant team. So there you have it, guys. A bit of a presentation of what to expect. Obviously, just to give you an idea of maybe which players you can look forward to in those different leagues, in those different teams. You're gonna have well, starting with Group A, obviously LPL. Um, we have RNG, who will be representing the region. You could say that there's a lot of player to look up to and to look after, I should say, because they've been super dominant so far. In particular, you know, I said the obvious one would be Gala, their ADC, who has been the one who's really, how would I say this? Being their star player, he's had the Penta in the finals as well, which I think is probably the most famous sort of interaction that we've had from well, not interaction. What I was saying, highlight. What did I say? Interaction. I meant highlight. Highlight from the tournament, and yeah, so pretty scary. Probably like one of the top two teams to look out for. UOL, we have, you know, more or less the same team. Their ADC changed. What was it? Gadget, who's gone to Mouse Esports, who've been eliminated, who were eliminated, sorry, in finals of EU Masters. And what else? And then you have LCO, which will have Pentanet GG, which I don't know much about because it feels like there's a lot of new organizations. For those who know a little bit, who spend some time on Twitter, you have Pabu, the jungler, who's, you know, a bit notorious. But there was an interesting news actually recently about this, where they brought in a sub called DSN, who's a female player who will be coming aboard with them. So it's one of the rare cases where we've had a female amongst a team of male players. So it'll be interesting to see if she actually gets some game time, if they're actually gonna you know, try out and see if she's able to you know, play at a high level, at a high international level, obviously, or if they just want to see just her, like, her quality and how she meshes with the team in general. What am I seeing? She won't play. She's Diamond 2 in OCA. Okay, all right. Well, I see. Okay, well, you know, well, my mindset, you know, is just that obviously this team is against RNG in UOL. UOL is a very strong team in general. You know, they didn't do too badly at Worlds, but would it be like an opportunity to try her out in any case and say, you know, we're not going to qualify in any case, so let's just do our best. Oh yeah, sorry, I've missed it. Maybe I should introduce a bit of the format of MSI for those who are not necessarily aware. It's a bit of a weird one, and for those who haven't seen it, it's different from the previous ones we've had before. So what you can expect here this time is that, as you can see, the top two teams advance, and it doesn't go straight away into like a sort of playoffs format. The top two teams advance, and then they're like in a one single group, and it goes again into like a double round robin of best of ones, and then the top four go forward, and it's like basically playoff semifinals and then finals, so best of fives format. So they've changed it a bit, they've mixed it up, but it's not too complicated in that sense. So what you just need to know so far is that the top two teams advance, and obviously in Group A that restricts really the number of teams who can make it out. So maybe there's a bit less competition for the Oceanic team, and maybe they can upset. But I don't think we're gonna get any surprises in that group. Moving forward, obviously into Group B, you're gonna have the Brazilian team. So Pain Gaming, we've known about, who've played, who've been there for some time, and for those who've been watching League for some times and who know what it's about. We're gonna see a very familiar face in the name of BRTT. So this guy, I don't know how old he is. He must be like 26, 27 now. But yeah, he's still competing at a high level. He's still lifting trophies. So good for him. And it's funny to see him back. And the meme was like a BRTT better than double lift, and double lift now is retired. So that's that's that. Yeah, cool to have him back. But maybe a player to look out for is Tenons, who's been playing professionally since 2013, if I've done my research properly, and he's their mid laner, and apparently he's been their star player, especially during the playoffs. So make sure you keep an eye out for him, and see what might be happening during the tournament. Um, oh, he's 30, really? Wow, that's insane. Damn, that's like CS:GO level of age, of like still being able to competing. So yeah, that's on that aspect. TCL. So we're having Istanbul Wildcats. I haven't managed to get much information about them. Just that they've been around for some time. The sort of apparently star player that they have is their support called Farfetch. He's had some really good plays against, especially during the finals. So maybe you can expect some good plays from him. Maybe I don't know if he's more of like a shot caller as well, on top of being like a good playmaker. So that'll be one to look out for. And Turkish team, last year they had Armut, and now he's part of the glory of Mad Lions this year. So who knows? We might get a next Armut. We might get a next big player. Maybe we see, if Farfetch gets a good MSI, we might see him in LEC as well next year. So who knows? Who knows? But always an interesting region to watch, because they're always very aggressive, and they usually like take teams by surprise, who are more like control and focused and have like a standard way of playing. So I think it'll be a fun team to watch. Anyways, going afterwards, we have our LEC team in the name of Mad Lions. We know exactly who's in there. Maybe players to look after would be Elyoya, who will be having his first international experience. So interesting to see how he faces other what do you call it? Other international junglers. Obviously, within that group, not much challenge, but as we're expecting Mad Lions to qualify and get onto the next stage, most probably facing RNG, facing LCK, so going against like Canyon. I guess we'll see on that next stage, but it's good that he gets this first sort of group stage first to kind of warm up and see what international tournament is before he really gets to face the big dogs, in the Korean and Chinese leagues. So I'll be very excited definitely to see Elyoya and see if he can bring at least during the group stage the same level of performance that he has during the the LEC playoffs, and obviously with the new range of junglers in meta, see if he's still as impactful with this new meta, with these new drafts, these new champion pools. There we go. With that said, another very interesting team, in my opinion, will be PSG Talon. Um, they had a very good Worlds in 2020 where they actually took a game off Damwon in the group stage. So maybe it doesn't mean much in a sense, but it's still representative of their level. I've seen a lot of casters and people within the scene having strong expectations for this team as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they're able to do. Obviously, we know about Maple, their mid laner, who's been uh, quite noticeable during the Worlds last year. So I think they're definitely going to have a big impact, and there'll definitely be an interesting game to watch, Mad Lions against the PSG, because I think PSG can definitely upset Mad Lions, and it's going to be like a big clash of style between them, and we'll see what happens afterwards. Moving on to Group C, LCK. Do I really need to introduce them? Damwon Kia, probably the favorites to win it all. The literally like what I put in my notes about players to talk about is literally the whole goddamn team. It's like they're all super good, right? I don't know if I don't know if you guys have one. I mean, obviously you want to talk about Can, you want to talk about Showmaker, you want to talk. I mean, literally everyone. They're so talented. They're probably gonna win it all, to be honest, unless I don't know some crazy meta devolves into MSI and they get cut off guard. But I don't think that's really gonna happen, to be honest. Let me see. I'm seeing some interactions here. Some people put PSG over Mad, but I think Mad are better. See, that's what I'm saying. Is that PSG can definitely upset. Maybe they go 1-1. I the ranking within the group doesn't really matter because then they go again into a sort of group stage again, and they'll be all facing each other. So the seeding within the group doesn't really matter. It's just more for bragging rights. So I think I think maybe PSG wins the first game and then Mad Lions wins the second game or whatever. I'm not too sure, but definitely games to be on the lookout for. LCS. So you guys probably know as well. We have Cloud9 participating. Obviously, Perks going back to the international stage. He was at the last. He won the last MSI technically, because we didn't have one last year. So he's still the title holder since G2 is not participating. And Blabber obviously, which will be having, if I'm not mistaken, his first international tournament. Yeah, I think so. Can anyone correct me on this, maybe? But I believe Blabber will be having his first international experience. Will C9 make it out of groups? This first group, I think so. Because the other two teams are Latin America and Japan, which I'll introduce in a bit. I think Cloud9 is actually really decent, thanks to having someone like Perks, who's definitely like a game changer when it comes to team mentality and being clutch. C9 are gonna lane swap and throw Damwon off. Yeah, sure did. If it isn't like a 20-minute game, you'll be happy. Fudge going ADC. Absolutely. But yeah. In any case, it'll be definitely interesting to see C9 back at the international tournament and see what they're able to do in that aspect. Moving on, we have Gillette Infinity. I think that's a really funny name, Gillette Infinity, who have their famous ADC White Lotus, who impressed me. I can't remember if it was in 2019 during play-ins of Worlds. I thought he was pretty good. I thought he was pretty good personally, and that he was able to I don't know, stand out to the rest of his team and have some amazing performances on the ADCs he was playing. So maybe it was meta reliant, but we will have to see. But White Lotus, I was actually expecting White Lotus to be how do you call it, scouted and brought into an NA team the year after he had that performance in at Worlds during the play-ins. And yeah, and so finally we have Detonation Gaming, who were um, last time they participated MSI. So in 2019 they ended 8th, 9th. So that's kind of like group stage level. They apparently and again I definitely don't watch Japanese league. I just did a bit of research in that sense. Um, their mid laner is supposed to be insane. Like he's popped off during the playoffs. He's their MVP player, so we have to be on the lookout for him. His name is Arya, and apparently he's able to do some spicy stuff. So be on the lookout for him. He's gonna bring the heat for sure, for sure. So yeah, that's kind of an overview of what you can expect from um, what do you call it, from the group stage. I don't know if any of you guys want to talk about a particular team. Maybe we can move on to onto the next stage of this podcast, which would be more about who do you think's gonna win, and who do you think's gonna be a spoiler team, or who's gonna be able to surprise, any of the competing team within the group stage. So let me know if you wanna jump in and share your opinion. You can give me a thumbs up in the community podcast channel, and I'll unmute you so you can share your opinion. Don't be shy, guys. Plenty of people have done it before. It's cool. I need someone to come in. I need to create some content, guys. You have to help me on that one, okay? Is there anyone gonna help me out? Okay, in that case, I'll start. I'll make it easy for you guys. I think very obviously that what do you call it? Dabong's definitely the favorites to win it. They've not. It doesn't look like they've lost their momentum since they've won Worlds. If anything, it looks like they're even stronger, and they're coming in with something to prove. They they I don't know. They were super dominant in LCK, and LCK looked like they upgraded as well in their region. Um, LPL's been kind of a mess where there's a top team that you think is going to win it all, and then there's another top team, and then another top team, and in the end it's RNG that wins. So you're like, what the hell's going on, So that's kind of the situation on that one. Teams who I think are going to play spoilers. Well, I mentioned it again. I don't know if I should necessarily say play spoilers because they're expected to be super strong. The PSG talent. Definitely, I think they're going to be interesting to watch during this first group stage. I think they're going to qualify, and maybe they might upset some bigger teams once they're all meshed together into the second part of the group stage. Other teams to look out for, maybe UOL. UOL's definitely going to qualify, I think, because they're an easier group. There's only 3 teams where they are, and then obviously there's going to be within the group C. I don't think there's going to be much teams. I'm thinking there's Gillette Infinity and Detonation Gaming. Maybe Detonation Gaming just plays so crazy that they take a game from LCS. So maybe look after that. look after their mid laner area. Maybe he outclasses Perks, and Perks gets a bit too cocky, and he's like, "What the hell is this guy? He's too good. He's too good," and then he gets completely taken by surprise. So I don't know, but yeah, okay, it's your time, guys. At least one person to come in on this podcast. Come on, come in, come one, come all. You want in? Okay, it. Perfect. All right, Curly, you should be unmuted. Give me a 1 2
Can
1
I
2.
talk now? Am I good?
I got you 5 out of 5, dude.
All right, fantastic. So what I want to talk about here is something I talked about on Monday with my podcast here, and that Group A, no, but Group A is a little closer with Pentanet and UOL than you might expect. That's going to be a real contest for second place.
Really?
Because the one my friend Knoxwar, he really follows the emerging regions, as they are called. Like, he's a real emerging regions fan. And Pentanet is a very strong team.
Okay.
And they can very much contest with ULL. Now, what I want to say here, though, is I want to go to Group C.
Okay.
And I, despite all the flack I give C9, like, because, I'm a little bit of a hipster, and so if you're consistently number one, for some reason, I just don't like you. But my LCS pride here, coming from NA, is I think they've got a better shot than most people realize because of Perks. Because Perks has that international experience and the personality to, like, really inspire the rest of the team,
I agree.
And so he's got a title to defend, and Blabber, he's a young, hungry rookie. I think he's going to show up. I think he's going to, like, feel the pressure and use it to inspire him, just like he did in the best of 5 for finals.
Right.
So I'm thinking in the group stages, I don't know if C9 will be able to get a game off of Kia, but when it comes to the Rumble stage, when it's Kia and C9, that'll be fun. What I'm really looking forward to is when we see Mad versus C9. That'll be fun. If we see it, of course. I'm assuming very much so.
I would say so. I would expect it, in this sort of next round robin, which is like a second group stage of the 2 best teams of the 3 groups. I think, the how do you call it? The top 2 teams are kind of already determined, at least in my opinion, because you get 2 big teams. It feels in like each group. And well, maybe not in Group A. Apparently, your friend seems to be a bit more knowledgeable about this. So that'll be another, I guess, game to be on the lookout for, which is Pentanet versus UOL. Obviously, myself just basing on previous experience, seeing UOL already has the international experience. Pentanet players, not so much, or maybe they do. I haven't seen names that I recognized. Not to say that I'm necessarily very familiar with the Oceania League, but well, no, I did say there's Pabu, and I believe Pabu has been on there. But like on UOL, bar one, all of them were the same team at the 2020 Worlds. So,
that's true.
And they've been dominant as well. So yeah, I mean, with that aside, for sure, Mad Lions C9 in the next stage will be interesting to see. And I very much agreed with what you said, that Perks is definitely like a game. So I'll go a bit on a tangent here, but that's what I was expecting when Perks like originally joined C9. And he hasn't been really at the performance level that we usually expect from him, or that he has shown in Europe. He's been a bit better during playoffs, and I think he was also crucial in this like grueling full 5-game finals against Team Liquid, who, by the way, didn't even have Santorin. So that was interesting as well, to see that with their sub, who's still pretty good. It's Grigne, who what's I can't remember what's his new IGN.
Oh, I feel so bad. I can't remember myself
Yeah,
either.
if anyone knows in the chat, let me know. But him, in
I
any
saw here
case,
that Stan is saying Group B is stacked, by the way, which
Group B is stacked. I
I think
mean,
when I say, I don't know what they mean by that, but personally, when I say they're stacked, because I'm going to agree with that, I mean they have the most entertainment value out of any
right,
of these groups. There's going to be the best competition in Group B.
for sure, for sure. Because it's not like there's a really like Group B doesn't have a team that you think is going to win it all, and I think that's the main difference. Group A has RNG, Group C has Damwon. Even though people are like aren't if it comes to Damwon versus RNG, Damwon's going to win it, and I'm pretty sure if you had made a bet on Damwon at the beginning of the tournament, you'd not make a lot of money even if you won. So I think that's why maybe Group B feels a bit more challenging and a bit close because there's not like that big massive team who you think they're supposed to go all the way through. It's already known that they're gonna make playoffs, and or at least go to the finals. So there's already this big competition between Mad and I think PSG Town, which I think is going to be really close, to be honest. And then we have CBLOL, which they've been good, but it's Pain Gaming, and as some people have said before, Pain Gaming have known to kind of choke, and when they had the cards in hand, not being able to close games or being able to qualify outside of group stage. And there is the Turkish league as well, which again, there's not a lot of names that I know within the team, and again, I'm not necessarily that familiar with emerging regions. But Turkish league has given us some really really good players. Again, to mention Armut, who literally replaced the guy he beat, which that's quite a statement in itself. So in a sense, you're in that situation where Group B does feel very competitive. At least I would say there's three teams who can be somewhat close. Depending on the Turkish level, and see maybe if Brazil can play spoilers afterwards, and bring in really some competition behind that. You still with me, Curly? Oh, we lost Curly. Curly, maybe are you muted?
Ah, yes, here I am. I'm sorry.
No problem. Was
Yeah.
there anything you wanted to add to this?
I mean, I think I've said everything I kind of
Mm-hmm.
want to say about MSI. I don't want to get off in a whole circle because I could very much do that. I could talk about that for days, but for the sake of saving you some time.
Oh yeah, I've got all the time. This is a platform for the community. So if you have anything you want to add, even closing remarks, feel free. This is your time to shine.
I mean, hmm. I guess the one thing I have to say, like the one big thing, is that however Group B pans out is really going to impact what the Rumble stage looks like and
Mm-hmm.
Group A. Like basically for the unsure, for the wild, quote unquote wild cards of who's really going to win this matchup. That's going
Mm-hmm.
to make the Rumble stage interesting because then that presents new, like if you don't expect certain teams to get out of the group stages and they do, that raises the question: could they maybe take a game off of the top dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Like no, um, like how the only reason TES didn't go 6-0 in their group stage was because FlyQuest beat them.
Yeah,
Of all people, no one expected FlyQuest to do that.
for sure.
So that's the fun thing about when you get to the international stage. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
really hopeful to see some upsets in the lack of Fnatic there.
Yeah.
Some other upsets.
No, absolutely. I think, especially in a best of one format, anything can happen. So we're bound to see some, and like thereof, there'll still be some banger games, and I don't think there'll be necessarily too many like one-sided games where it's like, what's the point of watching the game? It is done. So completely agree with you on that one, and yeah, tomorrow starts already with Damwon versus C9. So who knows? We might see our first upset straight away, or maybe we're just gonna see a 20-minute game. Who knows? That's the beauty of the best of ones, really, on that aspect.
It'll be fun.
It'll be very fun. But in any case, Curly, thank you for joining me. I'm going completely blurry. What's going on with my camera?
Thank you for
Focus, right?
having me. I, always appreciate being able to talk about esports.
No problem. No problem. The pleasure is shared, and you're welcome anytime to share your opinion. As we will obviously be doing the next stage of the podcast next week. I don't know if we'll do it on Wednesday or Thursday. I have to check the agenda. But yeah, feel free to come back and share your opinion again. You're more than welcome.
Alrighty.
All right. I'm just gonna. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Oh, he's muted himself. Okay, perfect. Yeah, cool. Super insightful and great piece of information as well. Thanks to his friends who, definitely a bit more knowledgeable than I am when it comes to emerging regions. So maybe I should start doing my homework on that one. But yeah, for sure. Um, let's see. Yeah, if there's anyone else who wants to come aboard, let me know if you if you want to share something. Stan. Oh shit, Stan. You told me you were shy. Okay, dude. Completely. I'll be more than happy to have you on. You are unmuted. You can freely speak, my friend. Welcome.
Yeah. Hey, you hear me?
I can hear
Right?
you perfectly.
Okay, nice. Okay, so I'm not. I don't watch enough esports right now, but just by feelings, I feel. I mean, to to bet on group stage for wildcards,
Mm-hmm.
I think they always do the same. How you say it? The same results. So I'm not a fan of I mean, I don't think Pontanet will do good
Okay.
because Australia, they always do bad.
Okay.
So yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. And no, I think the group B, I think Talon PSG can win the group.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think Pain Gaming will be last.
Okay.
I don't see them winning. I don't know. And actually, for Cloud9, it's difficult to say. But I watched the final. I'm not very convinced by them at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, I feel like they will be the TSM of last one.
Really.
Yeah, honestly, they looked very bad. I feel in the
So,
final. I mean,
so do you
I don't
think they
know.
won't even make it out of groups, like either Gillette
No, they will.
Infinity? So yeah, okay. So you still think they're gonna
No,
make
because
top two,
they got
right?
the easiest group. Like the thing is with wildcard region, Japan, they always are last, or I mean, never out of group.
Mm-hmm.
In Infinity, I mean, is it Latin America?
Yeah.
So I guess always last also. I mean, usually it's between Turkey and LMS. I mean PCS and Brazil sometimes depends,
Yeah.
and CIS depends also. C I guess. So I think Kloinen would be second, but I don't see them doing very good at MSI.
Mm.
Maybe okay. I mean, they have perks, but I don't think it's enough to beat Europe and stuff.
Mm.
So and yeah, I mean, I don't watch Australia League, so I don't know about them,
Mm-hmm.
Pontanet, but like Australia, they always fail. I don't see why suddenly they will be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, but yeah. And for Mad Lion, I mean, I have no idea. Honestly, it's difficult to. I mean, I don't even know if they are the best team in Europe.
Really? Yeah. Who do you think is the best team in Europe right now?
I mean, no, but like technically, I think it's G2, but
Would
like
you mean
Mad Lions,
just because of their
they did.
players or their way of playing?
I mean, I just feel like G2 was not serious enough or not ready. I don't know.
Really? That's
And
interesting.
yeah, I don't see Mad Lion winning Summer Split.
Okay.
Like
Yeah. I
maybe
mean,
it's in top four, but winning like I feel like no one really know what Mad Lion is doing here. Like
that's interesting. That's the first time I've heard. I've seen like online, especially on Twitter, people who are really hyped for Mad Lions because it's like, well, for the first time we have like a representative of Europe who isn't like Fnatic or G2, and maybe that's gonna change things a little bit. It's gonna change the approach, and maybe they're gonna be a surprise, and you're just coming in like, what the hell are they doing here in the first place? They should give their spot to someone else. So. Yeah,
yeah.
it's no, it's
No,
interesting. It's interesting for
it,
sure.
it's a cool team. I like them. I was cheering for. I love Armut,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like Rogue could have probably win the final, and a good G2 or a good Fnatic could have probably beat them. So they deserve to win Spring Split for sure. It was close with Rogue, but I guess they still deserve it and stuff. But I'm not really sure. Like I don't see them being that good, and I think PSG is good.
Mm.
And Pain Gaming, you never know. Maybe they can win a game. And it's the first time I don't know the 2K team actually. So I just know the ADC,
Mm-hmm.
but so I don't really know about them actually. Because usually it's like
Yeah, Supermassive or
yes,
Fenerbahce.
Fenerbahce.
Yeah. Yeah, that's surprising. Like Istanbul Gaming, I believe is their name. No, Istanbul Wildcats. Sorry,
Well, good.
Wildcats. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been around for some time, and I believe they've been one of the teams who's also been in Turkish playoff finals, and they've never made it, to that point where they were
Okay.
actually able to qualify and be the representative for the Turkish region. So it's interesting to finally see them, be able to get that far and have their
Yeah.
chance finally. But it's very true what you're saying is that we cannot really know what to expect from them in a
Yeah.
sense because we've never seen them before. We don't know much about the names. You could probably say the same about Armut as well. Like I never heard about this guy before I saw him at Worlds, and then it's like, oh, this guy is pretty good apparently.
Yeah.
So
Same.
so maybe again, just as I said previously, maybe we'll get a new Armut. So one of the names that I've heard the most and that I've heard praise was for their support Farfetch. So again, you guys be on the
Okay.
lookout for him, and maybe there's a big support player coming up soon, and who's here to defend the colors of Turkish league, to be determined.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know him.
No, neither did I. I just literally like I was trying to do my homework, try to see what was going on, and it just like, oh, this guy's good. I'm gonna say, okay, I guess he's good. Well, we'll have to see. And then international structures, things are completely different. So maybe he'll be dog, and we'll forget about him very quickly. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. But I want to see PSG. I think it would be fun if PSG. I mean, okay. No. I'm cheering for Europe, but it would be fun to see.
Because you're a
Uh,
PSG fan, just say it, Stan. You want to
no,
see the
no, no.
organization win.
I think PSG for like not favorite. Not Europe, not China, Korea. I
Mm.
think could be the best team
All
to
right,
get first.
yeah, like a surprise team. Yeah, absolutely. I see what you're
Yeah,
saying. Yeah, completely, sure.
it's sad that they are in the same group of Mad Lions, but I mean, maybe Mad Lions will. I mean, my issue with Mad Lions, I don't know what Karzi is doing at MSI. No offense.
Hey, we'll see if he pops up. Then I'll be pinging you. I'll be like, yo, look at your boy Carsey, man. He's going crazy. Who knows?
maybe.
Go,
I think
well.
he was just feeding the whole final. Like they still won somehow. It's
Yeah.
true, no?
The life of an ADC that, Hans Sama, he was giving away some kills as well, especially on the last game. He was ahead, and then it's like, well, why are you dying over and over, my dude? You're being too crazy. So life
That's
of an
true.
ADC, you know what it is.
Yeah, true.
Cool. Any closing remarks? Anything you wanna end with, Stan?
Yeah, just Cloud9 go 0 wins in the Rumble,
Okay.
and
You,
that's
you've heard it here then. 0 wins in the Rumble stage. Stan, if they win just one game,
You ping me.
you have my permission. Not just me, but everyone who's been here and everyone watching the YouTube. To be honest, by the time this YouTube gets uploaded, it might already be like too late. Like MSI might be over because as I mentioned before, my internet is shit here, and I have to go back to Paris to have like fiber internet to be able to upload at a decent speed, and that it doesn't take me like 4 to 5 hours to upload something. So, yeah, that's something else. But in any case, Stan, thank you for coming in. Very happy to have you
Thank you
participate
for
finally,
inviting me.
and make sure to come back as well. So I'm just gonna move you here and move you back here. It's all good. It's all good. Cool. With that said, I guess we'll be moving forward to the last part, which is predictions, which I kind of more or less covered, but I've got a little bit of a visual, so I'm gonna put my work out there. So for those again watching on YouTube, oops, oh crap! I hope I did this properly. Wait, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Normally you should be seeing it now. If you don't, I'm sorry. I'm still kind of bad at OBS. If I had a second screen, life would be much easier, but I don't. So maybe I should do a GoFundMe. You guys will. I don't need like a big screen. I just need like a small second screen here to see my OBS, so it doesn't like come up when I'm streaming and recording my screen, and I have something that's clean to put on the VODs. Anyways, yes. So let me do this properly. There we go. Okay. Now we do this. We do that. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Cool. So yeah, as I kind of mentioned, very straightforward. Oh wait, what did I do here? I did not I don't know why I circled TCL. This is wrong, guys. I wanted to circle PCS. I didn't even check what I was doing. See, I'm really bad at this still. But yes, so Group A for me, I think it's gonna be RNG and UOL making out of the groups. Group B, Mad Lions and not TCL, but PSG Talon. And then in Group C, we'll have Damon and Clyde9. So I don't know if you guys agree. What's going on in the chat? I'm seeing a lot of things. Mandingo, who's surprised that Stan's come in. I've told you. I told you. Anyone can come here and share their opinion. They're free to do so. So your mic, yeah, your mic does work. Yeah. He'd be like, no, he wouldn't be like Jace. He'd be like, Manchester United. Didn't Manchester United get eliminated recently whatsoever? So he doesn't have much to talk about. Am I right? Got him. Yeah. Really? I don't know about that. And to be honest, I don't follow much football, so I can't talk. I just see stuff on my feed sometimes. So a football podcast. Hey, Mandingo, you should did. But that would require you to use your microphone and camera. Is your passion that big that you would actually commit to using your microphone and webcam? I want to hear you cry when man. Okay, guys. Anyways, that's my predictions for MSI. Let's stop being distracted by Mandingo and his passion for football. Um, yeah. Let me do this. Let me close that. I'm gonna end it here, guys. This was just a quick overview of MSI. It's gone a bit longer than I expected, but thank you for coming on as usual. We always appreciate it. I'll see you next week when the first group stage will be completed. I believe it ends next Tuesday, I think. It's like it starts tomorrow, and every day they have their games, and it's just the MSI tournament. I think just holds within what you call it, within May, and they'll be done. No problem, Boomer. Thank you for coming on. I'm not sure when this episode will be uploaded. Probably will take some time. I'll keep you guys posted as usual. If you want to be updated when I post these VODs, you can subscribe to the channel Inside Fanatics Brush. Click on the bell if you want to, or you can like the videos as well. It cheers me up. It makes me see that you actually like the content and you spend some time on the VODs. You can also comment if you have any feedback to bring. I'm always looking forward to that. I'm always trying to improve the quality of this podcast and make it as I don't know, interesting as I can, despite being a one-man band on this. So I hope you guys still enjoy it. If there's anything you'd like to see on this podcast, any content, any ways I do the interaction, please let me know. Thank you guys. I'm seeing the love in the chat right now. I could improve it by hosting Mandingo. Hey, Mandingo, anytime, brother, anytime. Where am I right now? I am in France, and I'm in my room because I'm on lockdown. So I'm staying at my parents' house. So yeah, that's kind of my cool little personal zone. So when I'll be heading back to Paris, whenever I'll be requested to go back to the office, I'll probably have better stream quality because here it's really bad. I'll be able to upload a bit more, and who knows, I might be on a different platform. To be determined, to be announced, to be continued. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming on. See you next time, see you next week, and always Fanatic. Love you guys. Peace.